Hi, everybody. How's it going? How are we all doing? Um, so, who have we got with us today? This is Jason. I'm here to play some songs with you. It's Friday. It's the weekend. I hope you've got a nice weekend to look forward to. So, if you feel like saying hi in the live chat, please do. If you've got any requests you'd like to make, shout them out to me on the live chat. I'm not sure if we have a theme today, but we were. Hi, Sienna. Hi, Queelan. How's it going? I'm not sure if we have a theme today, but we were talking about dolphins and pets and things like that. Animals, wildlife related stuff. So maybe we could have a wildlife theme today. But of course, it's not up to me. It's up to all of us. So let me know what you feel like doing. Hi, Stephen. How's it going? Hi, Dermot. Hi, Carmel and Quiva. How's it going, everybody? I might get the ball rolling with a song to set the tone. We could do The Windmill in Old Amsterdam, all about mice. I had to rescue a mouse from my cat earlier in the week. Rockaway Beach by the Ramones. I have to say, I don't know that one, Sean. I suspect if I had the chords and the lyrics in front of me, I could probably make an attempt at a Ramones song. But I'm afraid that's one I haven't heard before. But keep them coming. I'll make a note of that, and I should look into the Ramones. I'd only know the kind of their big tunes like I Want to Be Sedated and that kind of thing. Okay, so this is for the mouse that I rescued from my cat earlier in the week. I set him free elsewhere, and I hope he's doing okay. A mouse lived in a windmill in old Amsterdam. A windmill with a mouse in, and he wasn't grousing. He sang every morning, how lucky I am, living in a windmill in old Amsterdam. I saw a mouse where there on the stairs, nobody there but a whole bunch of mice. Oh, yeah. Okay. So how's it going, guys? Yes, it's another one for the choir. Yeah, that's I think that's one that I associate with Jess a lot. Hi Jess, how's it going? Um, Mikey's having Subway. Are they opened again? Okay, Glenn's gonna be jealous. He said that's one thing he missed. Hi Orna, hi Yvonne, hi Carmel and Quiva and Grania and everybody, and Sean and Dara and Glenn. Good stuff. And Sandra and Mary. Hi Mary, how's it going? So we've got a general theme of kind of animal songs, wildlife, things like that. But there was a beach theme in the last session too. So who knows? Whatever you like, whatever you're having. Horse with No Name is a good one though. So I'm going to put that in the list. That's there we go. We'll get stuck into that. Hi Erin, how are you? Okay, yeah, and Glenn was laughing because there was I forgot to make the stream go live in the last session, and I was talking to myself for a good 5 minutes. Okay. Let's find Horse with No Name here. And I only realised after learning a different America song that Neil Young isn't in that band. They someone who sounds very like him. Okay, I didn't know that, Mikey. There we go. Okay. For Carmel and Quiva, for Quiva. Okay. So where did I put that plectrum? There it is. Okay. On the first part of the journey, I was looking at all the life. There were plants and birds and rocks and things. There was sand and hills and rain. The first thing I met was a fly with no buzz. The sky had no clouds. The heat was hot and the ground was dry, but the air was full of sounds. Very appropriate. See, I've been through the desert on a horse with no name. It felt good to get out of the rain. In the desert, you can't remember your name, 'cause there ain't no one for to give you no pain. La la la, la 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 la. The 2 days in the desert sun, my skin began Okay, yeah. I have a cat for Stephen. No, that's a tiger. I do need to wear my glasses. Excellent. Good stuff, Carmel and Quiva. I hope you like that one. So there we go. And Stephen loves America as well. Stephen and family, because we did Ventura Highway the other day, didn't we? Okay, Sandra, good choice. The Lion Sleeps Tonight, and that's a very Enable Ireland associated song, isn't it? I know you did that in the choir and all sorts of sing-alongs and things like that. So let's do that one next. Great. And Eye of the Tiger for Stephen. Okay, we'll work up to that one. Whoops. Now. Yeah. Okay. Me and the Elephant Mary. I don't know that one. Who's it by? I can learn it. I always like to, because it's a title. Title wise, it sounds very appropriate, Mary, but I'm afraid I haven't heard it. Hound Dog. Excellent. Okay, I'm going to have to make notes of these. I have the tiger. Hound Dog, very good. Mary, if you have another animal song instead of that one, I'd be glad to do it. Crocodile Rock as well. Okay. Crocodile Rock. Yeah. Nice one. Let's get on with it then. All this note taking slows everything down, doesn't it? And Nelly the Elephant, good one. And Glenn is cross that he can't get any Subway. Very good. Okay. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. In the jungle, the quiet jungle, the lion sleeps tonight. I am on the way. I am on the way. Near the village, the peaceful village, the lion sleeps tonight. Near the village, the quiet village, the lion sleeps tonight. I am on my way. And you guys all do the whim away bit. I am on my way. Hush, my darling, don't fear, my darling, the lion sleeps tonight. Hush, my darling, don't fear, my darling, the lion sleeps tonight. I am on my way. I am on my way. Okay. Thanks, Sandra. And Jess is back. Hi, Jess. Jess, do you have any wildlife/animal songs that you particularly like? Let us know. Mikey, I'm gonna give you a heads up here because we have a few songs before we get to your request anyway. I don't know that song. I mean, I kind of half know it. But I don't think I'm gonna make a note of it. It's appropriate given that the day that's in it, the weather we have. But we'll have to do that another day. Do you have another song for us, maybe? And you can be deciding while I do Stephen's song, which is "Eye of the Tiger." All right, Stephen. Now, Stephen, this is a tough song to sing. Are you ready for it? You're gonna have to take. Thank you, Sandra. You're gonna have to take some big breaths here and belt this one out. Okay. Because this is the Rocky song. This has to make everyone feel like. Okay, here we go. And if anyone else knows the song, please sing along with this. Oh, we'll do the title for Aaron. Sorry. Okay. Here we go, Stephen. Stephen, let's go. Rising up, back on the street. Did my time, took my chances. I went the distance, now I'm back on my feet. Just a man with his will to survive. So many times it happens too fast. You trade your passion for glory. Don't lose your grip. That high note, Stephen? I bet you did. Face to face, out in the heat, hanging tough, staying hungry. They stack the odds while we take to the streets for the kill with the skill to survive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our rivals. And the tiger, rising up straight to the top, and the guts got the glory. I went the distance, now I'm not gonna stop. Just a man with his will to survive. It's the eye of the tiger, it's the thrill of the fight, rising up to the challenge of our tiger. Go on, Steve-O, I'm with you, Sienna. The eye of the tiger. The eye of the tiger. There we go. Okay. Mikey, It's Raining Men. Oh, good one. Okay. Right, I can probably do Roar. I think I've done that one before. Yeah, let me make a note of that. And Raining Men for Mikey. Did you no? Mikey, did you hear me do that one yesterday? Are you sure you want me to do it again? Okay, nice one. We've got a nice list of requests here. So, I think the next one was Crocodile Rock for Grania. Let me find it here, and then Hound Dog. And I know we've done Crocodile Rock before, haven't we? Should be on my list. Okay. Yeah. Come on, Stephen. I knew you'd give it socks. I knew you would. Okay. Thank you very much, Kieran. The work calls, huh? Speaking of Hendrix, Kieran, Hendrix is the reason I'm a music therapist. I played Castles Made of Sound in my music therapy audition. So without him, I wouldn't be here. There we go. So, are you ready, Grania? I remember when rock was young. Me and Susie had so much fun, holding hands and skimming stones. Had an old gold Chevy and a place of my own, but the biggest kick I ever got was doing a thing called the Crocodile Rock, while the other kids were rocking round the clock. We were hopping and bopping to the Crocodile Rock. Well, Crocodile rockin' something shocking when your feet won't keep you still. I never knew me a better time, and I guess I never will. Well, Lordy Mama, those Friday nights when Susie wore her dresses tight and we go. How are we doing? Bare necessities. Okay. Good stuff, Grania. And Once Upon a December for Jess. Okay. No problem. Our little bit of Russian folk music. I like it. Okay. So how are we doing? Oh, okay. Hound Dog. Sorry, I thought we were at It's Raining Men. Mikey, you have one more song to change your mind. But if you really want Raining Men, I will do it, and I will do it to my best. Okay, so the next song is Hound Dog, and that's for Mary and Dara and Sean. And I know you'll all know this one as well. This is a very well-known song. If I can spell it right. Okay, we're staying on theme. I'm very pleased with that today. But okay. I think that my guitar is a little bit loud. Hey, hey, we're the Monkees. I don't think I've ever sung that song, Sean, but I think I could. All right, Mikey. I think I could. Yeah, I quite like the Monkees. Okay. You ready, so? You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Well, they said you was a high class. Well, that was just a lie. Well, they said you was a high class. Well, that was just a lie. Well, you ain't ever caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Well, you ain't ever caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. It's all the time. Well, they said you was a high class. Well, that was just a lie. They said you was a high class. Well, that was just a lie. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. They said you was a high class. But that was just a lie. They said you was a high class. But that was just a lie. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. Well, you ain't never caught a rabbit and you ain't no friend of mine. All right. Yeah, Orna, there we go. Believe it. Raining Men is coming next. Okay. How are we doing, guys? Okay. Let's keep going. I don't mean to rush through the songs, but I also don't want anyone to miss out, so I'm gonna carry on with the next one. Who was singing along to that one? I'd love to know. Now, is it It's Raining Men or is it Raining Men? I didn't save it. Good man, Dara. Okay. So now that this song has now officially made it into the songbook. Mikey, it's been requested twice. That's right. Okay. Ready, so guys. All right, Glenn was singing along. Fantastic. Okay. Okay. I think I need to turn the guitar up for this one. Humidity's rising, barometer's getting low. According to our sources, the street's the place to go. 'Cause tonight, for the first time, just about 10:30, for the first time in history, it's gonna start raining men. It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Amen. I'm gonna look out and run and let myself get absolutely soaking wet. It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Every specimen, tall, blonde, dark and lean, rough and tough and strong and mean. God bless Mother Nature. She's a single woman too. She took from the heavens and she did what she had to do. She taught every angel to rearrange the sky so that every single woman can find a perfect guy. Humidity's rising, barometer's getting low. According to our sources, the street's the place to go. 'Cause tonight, for the first time, just about 10:30, for the first time in history, it's gonna start raining men. It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Amen. I'm gonna go out to run and let myself get absolutely soaking wet. It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Every specimen, tall, blonde, dark and lean, rough and tough and strong and mean. It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Amen. It's raining men. Hallelujah, it's raining men. Amen. It's raining men. Whew. There we go, Mikey. Hope you liked it. And the market is back open tomorrow. Really? Is that the milk market? Sorry, just trying to stay up to speed with the chat. Okay. There we go. Such was the power of the Weather Girls. Okay, what am I looking for? Hi, Mary. How's it going? We have a song for you next. Another. Okay, let me find the right. Oh, sorry. Need the chords. Okay, Mary, I'm. This is what I have been calling an evil Knievel one. Um. So I'm gonna give it a go. Um, okay, but it's a good choice. It's very very appropriate. And my mic is drifting away from me. Here we go. I used to bite my tongue and hold my breath, scared to rock the boat and make a mess. So I sit quietly, agree politely. I guess that I forgot I had a choice. I let you push me past the breaking point. I stood for nothing, so I fell for everything. You held me down, but I got up, already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear that sound like thunder gonna shake the ground. You held me down, but I got up, get ready, cause I've had enough. I see it all, I see it now, cause I got the eye of the tiger, the fighter, dance through the fire, I'm the champion, and you're gonna hear me roar louder than a lion. Cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar. Oh, 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 and you're gonna hear me roar. Now I'm floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee. I am my stripes. I went from zero to my own hero. You held me down, but I got up, already brushing off the dust. You hear my voice, you hear that sound like thunder gonna shake the ground. You held me down, but I got up, get ready, cause I've had enough. I've seen it all, I see it now. I got the eye of the tiger, the fighter dancing, cause I am the champion, and you're gonna hear me roar louder than a lion, cause I am a champion, and you're gonna hear me roar. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, 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 and you're gonna hear me roar. Oh, 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 and you're gonna hear me roar. Whew, can you hear the voice starting to go? I'll be hitting the elderberry throat syrup later. But there we go, Mary. Oh, it's really starting to go now. Okay. Oh, good man, Mikey. I didn't know you did that. That is a great. That's I love the sound of that. Jess says that Raining Men was better than yesterday. So thank you for that. That's what I say. That's yeah. I like it. I do like having the chance to do songs more than once, because yeah, it gives me the chance to improve on them. Okay. How are we doing for time? Oh, we got loads of time. Okay, so let's do Bare Necessities for Dara. Hi Aisling, how's it going? But I also know there are some other people who like the song as well. If there's anyone from Ennis watching, I hope you like this one. And then we'll do your song, Jess, Once Upon a December. And I'm wondering, does that have any animals mentioned in it? I think it does have horses, I think. Just out of pure curiosity, I need to know now. Dancing Bears. Dancing Bears. So there we go. We're very consistent today. Good stuff, Jess. Good choice. Okay, but anyway. Are you ready, guys? We all know this one, don't we? I look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities are Mother Nature's recipes that bring the bare necessities of life. Wherever I wander, wherever I roam, I couldn't be fonder of my big home. The bees are buzzing in the trees, make some honey just for me. When you look under the rocks and plants and take a glance at the fancy ants and maybe try a few. The bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities are why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. When you pick a pawpaw or a prickly pear, and you pick a raw paw, next time beware. Don't pick the prickly pear with the paw. When you pick a pear, try to use the claw. But you don't need to use the claw when you pick a pair of the big pawpaws. Have I given you a clue? The bare necessities of life will come to you. So don't spend your time looking around for something you want that can't be found. When you find out you can live without it and go along not thinking about it, I'll tell you something true. The bare necessities of life will come to you. They'll come to you. Look for the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. Forget about your worries and your strife. I mean the bare necessities are why a bear can rest at ease with just the bare necessities of life. With just the bare necessities of life. With just the bare necessities of life. There we go. All right, Dara. Hope you like that one. There we go. Okay, nice one, guys. Yeah, very good, Sean. Okay, we're coming. I realize I should probably be flagging the end of the session a bit earlier, because just gives people more time to wind down and that kind of thing. But before I do Jess's song, and that's coming up now, Once Upon a December. Is there anyone who hasn't picked a song yet who would like to? What do you think, guys? Glenn, did you pick one? I don't think you did. And Aisling hasn't picked one yet. But obviously you don't. No one has to pick a song. But I'm just letting you know we're in the final straights now, so this is your chance. Okay. So Jess, here's your song, Once Upon a December, and we're keeping it in the theme because it talks about dancing bears, and I was sure there was a horse mentioned in it, but yes, horses prance through silver storms. There we go. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Just a second now. Okay, Sophie, stay there. Stay there. No, stay there. What do you want? You have to put a top on first. To put your t-shirt on. Oh. Okay. Okay. We might have a visitor for the last few songs. Dancing bears, painted wings, things I almost remember, and a song someone sings once upon a December. Someone holds me safe and warm, horses prance through silver storms, figures dancing gracefully across my memory. Far away and long ago, glowing dim as an ember, things my heart used to know once upon a December. Someone holds me safe and warm, horses prance through silver storms, figures dancing gracefully across my memory. Far away and long ago, glowing dim as an ember, things my heart used to know, things it yearns to remember, and a song someone sings once upon a December, once upon a December. Okay, Luca Bloom live in the heart of the Burren. Oh, very good. Live in the heart of we sure he lives in Doolin, yeah. I've tried to get a support slot with him, no joy. But anyway, maybe sometime in the future. Okay. Sure, she knows all the classics, Sean, yeah. And yes, some chicken will be quite nice. I'm going to be making some hoisin stir-fried chicken. Trying to be healthy by just eating my chicken covered in peanut butter. Okay. Now, Can't Take My Eyes Off of You, Glenn. Is that the You're Just Too Good to Be True? That one? Andy Williams, was it? It's a great choice if it is. Here we go. And I feel like I missed someone's comment there. And Sandra, yeah, that's a very nice song that Jess picked, isn't it? It's from a movie, from an animated movie. Frankie Valli, not Andy Williams. But it's a movie called Anastasia. So it's set in Russia, so that's why it sounds very Russian. Very Russian kind of chords to it. Okay. Okay. Let's bring this down a bit, and I'll write out the title for Aaron as well. You're just too good. Okay. Guys, you're driving me crazy here. I had a meager lunch and now I'm starving. So all this talk of fried chicken is. You're just is the Chicken Hut gravy too good to be true? You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I wanna hold you so much. At last, love has arrived, and I thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off heart and the way that I stare. There's nothing else to compare. The sight of you makes me weak. There are no words left to speak. But if you feel like I feel, please let me know that it's real. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You ready, so Glenn? I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm a lonely night. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, oh, pretty baby, don't bring me down, I pray. Oh, pretty baby, now that I found you, stay and let me love you, baby, let me love you. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I want to hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived, and thank God I'm alive. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off of you. Weird changes in this song. I love you, baby, and if it's quite alright, I need you, baby, to warm the lonely night. I love you, baby. Trust in me when I say, oh, pretty baby, don't bring me down, I pray. Oh, pretty baby, now that I found you, stay. And pretty baby, trust in me when I say, and then we fade out, and then we fade Here we go. All this food talk is driving me crazy, guys. Oh, come on. 5 minutes to go. Okay, I can make it. Okay, Aisling, it's not all bear songs we're doing. It's just animals and wildlife. But if there's any song that that you can think of, we can do for you. It can be one of your kind of I won't say standard, but one of your usual choices or something like that. Doesn't have to be going with the theme. So I tell you what, Aisling, not to put you under pressure, but you get to pick the last song of the session, and you can be deciding and typing it out while I do my sign off. So everybody, we're at the end of another week. Quillen was saying we might be at our either 50th or 100th session next week. I have to sit down and do the maths. But thanks everybody for joining in today and making it so much fun. I really hope you enjoyed it. And yeah, all this chicken talk is torture for me. Okay. So what do you think, guys? What would be a good one to finish up on? I want to see if American Pie. Okay, great one. Again, a great sing-along song, Aisling. And food related. Okay, thanks guys, and have a great weekend, everybody, okay? Okay, guys. Have a great weekend. I know I keep saying it, but I'm stalling while I'm waiting for the song to come up. This is one any self-respecting guitar player should know off by heart, shouldn't they? Oh dear, what happened? Thanks, Richard. Okay. Oh, what? Oh dear, my app keeps crashing. Okay. Okay, guys. Long, long time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. And I knew that if I had my chance, that I could make those people dance, and maybe we'll be happy for a while. But February made me shiver with every paper I deliver. Bad news on the doorstep. I couldn't take one more step. And I can't remember if I cried when I read about his widowed bride. But something touched me deep inside the day the music died. You ready, Sienna? You ready, Stephen? So bye bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And the good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this will be the day that I die. This will be the day that I die. Did you write the book of love? And do you have faith in God above? If the Bible tells you so. And do you believe in rock and roll? Can music save your mortal soul? And can you teach me how to dance real slow? Well, I know that you're in love with him, 'cause I saw you dancing in the gym. You both kicked off your shoes. Man, I dig those rhythm and blues. I was a lonely teenage bronc buck with a pink carnation and a pickup truck, but I knew I was out of luck the day the music died. I started singing bye bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this will be the day that I die. This will be the day that I die. Now, Aisling, might edit the song a little bit so we don't do the full 20-minute version. Is that okay? So for 10 years we've been on our own, and moss grows fat on a rolling stone. But that's not how it used to be. When the jester sang for the king and queen in a code he borrowed from James Dean, and a voice that came from you and me. And while the king was looking down, the jester stole his thorny crown. The courtroom was adjourned. No verdict was returned. And while Lennon read a book on Marx, the quartet practiced in the park, and we sang dirges in the dark the day the music died. We were singing bye bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this will be the day that I die. This will be the day that I die. Bye bye, Miss American Pie. Them good old boys were drinking whiskey and rye, singing, this will be the day that I die. This will be the day that I die. Okay, nice choice, Aisling. I did a radio edit version of it. I hope that's okay. I'll sing the full one next week. What do you think? Okay. And thanks, Glenn. Thanks, everybody. And Deep Forest Sounds next week. Good idea, Glenn. I'll find some good stuff for that. Okay. So, everybody, we made it. We have another week done. So, I'll see you all on Monday. Hope you have a great weekend. And thanks for making these sessions so lively and so fun and so engaging for everybody. So, there we go. Bye, guys. Thank you. And, yeah. Okay. See you later, guys. Bye.